Hello, it's me, Tat again. Just here to give you an introduction on today's video. We were asked today in tutorial to look at. We were given a film, which we were then to go away to create a minute-long film, and then bring back later on in lesson. We were asked to make storyboards and scripts during the time between the end of tutorial and lesson. My team consisted of Jordan, who was the director, Chris, who was the cameraman, myself was a producer as well as an actor, and Alex and Tom were also actors. We weren't allowed to edit our footage, which was unusual, and I weren't aware of this till we got back to the room. This is called a rush copy, basically, where we look at our video footage and then review it at the end, and then review it now before we edit it. So yeah, anyway, let's carry on with the video. Our audience, I would say, would be 15-year-olds and over, maybe 16. But the video that we have, it's 15 definitely. This has got to be because it contains mild violence and a bit of mild language on my part, of course, which I must apologise for. Just swearing, getting caught away in the moment, and a few rude hand gestures towards the lift, which didn't pick me up. So yeah, certificate 15, I would definitely say. There were a few technical qualities in our film, a few mishaps, if you could say. The camera did wobble sometimes, but not a lot. Chris was a really good cameraman, he was quite professional, to be honest, better than I thought he'd be. Jordan stayed behind him, making sure he was safe. Also, there were some issues with the environment we were in at Barnsley College, because you can't control where people walk, especially in a public building like college. Well, it's not public, but public to students. You can't tell them what to do or all like that. You must have respect for the people around. So, I mean, in the room where we started, there weren't so many issues, but as I gradually progressed through college, there were more and more people, especially on the first floor. That's why I came up with the idea that when I beat Tom up, I should take his card, his key card, as if to say I'm entering a visiting centre at the prison, and then walk free. In terms of aesthetic qualities, how the film looked, I'd say our film looked a little rough. I mean, because we got so many texts, I mean the footage was pretty long. The film seemed to repeat itself, if you know what I mean, and that didn't really look good. Obviously we'd edit that out, but I'm just saying in the footage. Also, we had a good use of tracking, a camera technique where the camera follows me. At the start there was a close-up shot of my face, and then it zoomed out. See Alex and Tom at either side of the door, ready like that. So that was good. I like the use of shots, but that was down to Jordan as the director, and obviously Chris with the camera skills. So yeah, I think the team did well with that aesthetic qualities. But yeah, like I said, the film looked a little rough, a little wet behind the ears, like it could have been improved, obviously. So I would love to do this film again though with my group, honestly. I enjoyed myself. Yeah, we were given the film Shank Redemption to do. Basically, we put our own little Barnsley twist on it, where I was locked in a room, two guards outside, Alex and Tom. A bit of footage was deleted at the start, which is where we see me knocking on the door, banging on the door from inside, and Alex comes in, beats me up. So as you can see, I'm a beaten prisoner. And then after that scene, it showed Tom and Alex stood there. Tom asked Alex if he wanted a coffee, so Tom walked off to the coffee machine. Alex said, "Cappuccino, mate." After that, Jordan was stood behind the camera, put his thumb up. I started banging on the door again. Alex walks in. I then beat Alex up, take his baseball cap to blend in. I walk off. You see me at the elevator after that. I press the button and, well, it doesn't come, it never comes. To be honest, even if I weren't in the film and I wanted to get the elevator, I'd still been stood 10 minutes. I could have walked downstairs as quick. Yeah, then we see me walking from the fourth floor to the, and then we rejoin me at the first floor, where I then walk all around the corner, and at this point 2 girls walk past, which I feel spoilt the film a little bit of the magic. If I'd just waited behind that wall a bit longer, you know what I mean, that shot might have been a bit better. But there's not what you can do about people. There's not what you can. It's their college as well, you know what I mean. Yeah, Tom was at the machine. I sneak up behind him, beat him up. Then we see me dragging him, which is on the lower ground floor. I drag him on the stairs there. I drag him down 1 step across towards a corner, push him in a corner, take his key card. The next shot is then me putting the key card on through the glass in the door, walking up to the door, scanning the door with my key card and walking through. I then walk past these 2 girls in the canteen, and as I walk past them, just with my manners and everything, you could tell I blended in. The final shot is then outside the college, like this. Everybody's like that, outside, ready for final shot. And then I walk through the door, open my tin, pull out a cigarette, and smoke away as a free man. Also, the alarm beeps as I walk through the gate, which I think is a nice little feature, nice timing, yeah. I feel that our overall style was youth culture. Especially given what we were wearing, it was quite modern, quite new. Not something you'd expect to see on a prisoner, but I'm not going to get stripped down and... Well, I already got told off for that in my last video, so... But I'm not going to get stripped down, am I? And wear prisoner garbs, so... That was that. And with logos I tend to wear, they especially appeal to the grime culture, which is also youth culture. It seemed like a remake from a company that had made Kidulthood or Adulthood and other things like that, you know what I mean? So that's the style. As for our script and storyboard, well, I met my group outside and went to the shop and decided to go make a storyboard in the learning curve because I missed tutorial like a numpty. So I made a storyboard and it was quite a good story. We all were happy with every shot, that was no problem. We didn't make a script though, but I weren't informed to make a script. I know it seems like common sense, but we had a storyboard, it pretty much said everything that everybody says on it anyway. There weren't much talking in our film, it was more action. As for the storyboard, sorry, yeah, like I said, everybody agreed on it. And all the actors were involved in the shots, making sure that they were happy with what they were doing. Jordan mostly portrayed more of the ideas, while I drew the storyboard together and took some basic notes just for us to get an idea what we're doing. As for time, we did really well with time. I thought it was going to take us ages, especially when at start I was stood there thinking, oh no, it's taking us this long to work out how to record the camera, taking us this long to work out how to play it back. But after that we just cracked on and we were like lightning, mate. We were like lightning. It took 40 minutes, and at the end, like I said, when I walked out the building, it sparked up, and then I finished that sig and we still had 15 minutes before we had to be back. We were back quite early. The only group that were back before us was the Singing in the Rain group. So, but their video was bang on to a minute anyway, so they did well as well. In terms of project management, it was mostly me and Jordan in charge. Alex, Tom and Chris followed the job roles perfectly and there were no complaints at all. They all did really well to follow leads, you know what I mean? I mean, sometimes I know it can be difficult to work in a group, especially when you've got so many ideas of your own, but we all persevered with ideas. But Jordan, who was the director, got his main vision in, which was how he wanted things to be directed. such as how he wanted me to walk, how he wanted me to talk. I didn't really do much talking, but you know what I mean. He did really, really well at getting his vision in, and I'm proud of him for that. I managed to keep people in check. As the producer, it was my job to make sure that we were back on time and that everybody fulfilled their job roles properly. I managed to make everybody, or keep everybody happy and keep them doing the jobs with no complaints, so I'm happy. I hope they're happy. As for technical competencies, at the start we had a little trouble with the camera. At first we didn't. Well, Chris was playing with it and he didn't really know how to record. I asked him to pass me, and I had a look, since I remember him from last year. I had a look through the camera and I noticed on the top dial there was a mode switch to record, but there was also a recording button, so I don't know, but I switched to recording, pressed the recording button, and happy days. After that we recorded a shot, and then just to me explaining with the camera and that, and that's the first shot that people saw in the class. And then after that we wanted to know how to play them back, so when we recorded our first proper shot of me sat in the room, Chris then asked me how to play the camera back. I went over to him, I was looking at it, and the first button I pressed, which was the top of the menu, and I'm pressing down, left, right, before we were trying to get it working, it weren't working. I pressed up, and then it started playing back, and then I said, don't forget them buttons, and it never did. It did brilliant. It also got some good shots, Chris. I know Jordan was the director, but how Chris held the camera, and how he managed to follow me perfectly when he was tracking with very little camera wobble were amazing. I couldn't do that sort of cameramanship. Really good. So yeah, he got some good shots, and his camera work was steady. Creativeness. Oh man, look at our group for creativeness. We had to think on the spot a lot because our storyboard was persevered. It worked well though, especially Jordan managed to tell Chris some good shots to take, which was good to say we were thinking on the spot. So that was good. We managed to piece together a scene out of nowhere. Well, I put forward some suggestions and people seemed to like them, so we decided to go in just towards the later end, like when I dragged Tom downstairs and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought that was quite creative. Alex and Tom acted quite well as well. Alex and me had a good fight scene, which worked well, I thought. And Tom is surprisingly a really, really, really good dead guy. I'll give him that one. He plays dead good, yeah. Other than that, there weren't much Alex and Tom in shot, it were mostly me, so I can't really comment on their acting. Like I said, I played an actor and a producer. I thought being an actor was fun. I really enjoyed it, to be honest. And being a producer was easy, just make sure my group get back on time and everybody does their jobs. I don't really like to comment on my own work because I don't know how I do. I think other people do. So I'm going to leave that one there. But yeah, I enjoyed myself. And for this final part, teamwork. Like I said, I really enjoyed myself today, but I don't think I'd have enjoyed myself as much if the team was any different. It was really fun because I got on with people like Tom and Jordan and Chris, and I always get on with Alex anyway, he's a good lad. I've also got to praise Tom on my part because I went at tutorial and he stepped in for me as leader, making sure he got notes and all that. So yeah, thank you Tom, to praise him. I think we all work very well together, and if I had to work this group again, honestly I would. There'd be no worries about it. But anyway, this concludes the video review for Shank Redemption by Barnsley College. I've been 215556. I'll see you again soon.